Good and set up. Okay. Let's swap this over. Okay. Doing alright, just a little frazzled from the last minute change. While I was at work, I saw that the newest mini episode for STO had dropped. Oh, sorry. And I do try and stay close to my roots, so I had to hop on and give it a go. They also added a new dungeon, so we'll be going through that as well. It is a bit short, like I said, it's a mini episode, so we'll squeeze this in before we get to Tomb Raider. Okay. I did not know that Twitch had that, but I am pretty much exclusively going through the Streamlabs plugin thing. So or not, it's Streamlabs, whichever one. Um, so you might need to show me that later. Okay, so for those who weren't with us last time, very quick overview. Whole bunch of Borg all been popping up throughout the galaxy, including ones from alternate universes, including the Mirror Universe, a universe where the Iconians never were wiped out, but then you get Control Borg, and they're all causing problems. But we had a group of allies called the Aetherians suddenly show up, and it's like, oh yeah, no, we've had problems with the Borg for a while, but we'll help you. Long story short, turns out they're from a universe where the Borg decided to go after the Iconians, and the Iconians went, but what if we eat them first? And found a method to basically merge themselves into their current state, so their fusion of Iconian and Borg, and just like, we'll let those two tucker each other out, and then we'll take them all up in the meantime. They've also had some lore blogs basically going of, well, how are we going to keep the alliance together? Because there were a whole bunch of people who they'd kind of ingratiated themselves to when their, betrayal was revealed and stuff like that, and they're trying to keep that from all falling apart, which I believe is partially the subject of this thing with the Tzenkethi. We'll see. Oh, also, I need to make sure... Okay, good, I'm set for space.
Captain Neth Parr of the Tzenkethi Coalition. I am reaching out to the Tzenkethi Alliance to request your assistance. My crew and I have detected Tzenkethi rebel activity in the 13th SETI system and suspect a nefarious plan is underway. Upon tracking this activity, my vessel, the Steadfast, detected the presence of a highly concentrated protomatter signature. Given the system is not far from the Lucari homeworld, I believe we might be dealing with stolen goods. We cannot let these renegades misuse the protomatter. I will contact the Lucari and request that we meet in 13 SETI. Your involvement here would be appreciated. Many find it hard to trust us in Tzenkethi, but I am confident we can work together and retrieve the protomatter before things get out of hand.
Okay. First, any of you who, might not be easy to pick up through the voice filter, but anybody who was watching Dragon Dusk's last Hidden Object game, you might recognize that voice. She's in a lot of things. Anyway, quick thing on the Tzenkethi. Kind of a xenophobic isolationist race to an extent, but a pretty strong military power. The arc before the one before this one, they were a bit of a problem, because they were using protomatter to wipe out these things, which would later turn out to be an alien species underground that was like the heralds for an invading force, and weren't telling anybody. They were just kind of going scorched earth, including wiping out inhabited worlds. The protomatter they mentioned, if you've ever seen Star Trek 2, is basically the Genesis device stuff, where it's like, oh great, it can, it could turn a dead planet into sort of like a thriving biosphere. Thank you for that, sorry. Ah, thank you. Yeah, let me mute that really quick. But it's like, it'll turn into a thriving biosphere, but, it basically completely would devastate whatever's currently there if it's already alive, and when done improperly, like when the Genesis device was kind of, a experimental thing on it, it generates it so quickly the planet basically like implodes. Um, anyway, protomatter in the wrong hands, very bad news. And then it turned out that the Tzenkethi were actually being orchestrated by a changeling that had taken place of their leadership, and she was the captain that was mutinied by that, but then got her thing back and then sort of took charge since her old captain was, I believe, dead after the changeling swapped out with him. Alrighty.
The path of atonement is not easy, but its challenges are welcome. It is the only way forward.
That's why she's a bit more agreeable compared to some of her peers. Okay. So we've got to go to 13 SETI, probably in the Alpha Quadrant system. Yeah, 2. And then the after effects of which we're seen mostly in 3. None of my characters actually have a Genesis device thing. I've got 2 actually, because they had a Wrath of Khan bundle thing that I managed to get a hold of. You can load anytime you want, game. Yeah, this is basically a mini episode to sort of tide folks over before the next big update. Yeah, well, I mean, Spock was a very popular character. I get why they did it. Alright. Oh, they have redone ESD since the last time we were here. It's a cosmetic change, but it's still kind of neat. Okay, yeah, they're probably in the Alpha Quadrant, so we're just gonna... Second. Okay. Um, lore-wise, yes. In-game, eh. This thing has a turn radius that can be measured in, minutes, but it's so good. Oh, it was a lot closer. Well, I guess, yeah, the Tzenkethi system is here. I forgot they mostly extended the Alpha Quadrant north rather than down here, and then Gonker was that far out. Anyway. Yeah, that was one of the things. Okay.
I thank you for answering the CSS steadfast call for assistance. Admiral Kamarke from the Nukari Concordia has joined me. With additional data provided by the Admiral, I confirm the preliminary scans taken earlier by my vessel match Nukari protomatter with 80% accuracy. I suspect Tzenkethi rebels are keeping this protomatter concealed somewhere in the system. It is imperative we stop them before they weaponize it. I cannot allow any more purges.
Okay, sorry. Other thing to add on to what I'm assuming is the thing that showed up in that cutscene. We saw a brief glimpse of something the Aetherians were working on. I think they called it the Gestalt, or something to that effect. My theory is it's probably an Undine that they've modified, especially since the Aetherians made a whole thing of establishing a beachhead in fluidic space. If it's like, oh, we're just here to look after Borg incursions, and it's like, no. And the arm looked like it with a couple extra pieces put in there, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's what I'm assuming it is. Um, Also, the reason they're going after Lucari is Lucari, they managed to actually mostly perfect the use of weaponized, or not weaponized. They, I think it was Gestalt. It's been a while since I went back over and rewatched it. But that's my current running theory, is that it's an Undine that's been modified. Also, yeah, Lucari know how to use protomatter. They kind of needed to after their homeworlds, but the Kentari became like a polluted, irradiated nightmare place. Anywho, sorry.
It's good to see you, though I would have liked for this reunion to happen under better circumstances. I'm relieved we're receiving additional support. That protomatter is quite important. It was a gift to the Aetherians. That's, of course, before we became aware of their Borg and Iconian biological composition, not to mention their seemingly nefarious plans. Captain Parr and I could use some help scanning the system for anomalies that might point to the protomatter's location.
Alright. Understood. What's the thing? I think the claws are a cybernetic edition, I think. This thing can also move really quickly, but also the Undine can move very quickly. At least they did in the Voyager episode. Alright. Understood. Before we begin, how did the Tzenkethi get their hands on this gift?
It is unclear. What is clear, however, is that this rebel activity violates the peace agreement my people made with the Alliance. And you and I both know what happens when the Tzenkethi forces get their hands on protomatter.
Time's of the essence, Captain. Let's get started.
Lead the way.
I've set up a sensor link.
Oh my
It
god,
will
they're
share
so
any
small.
data we find.
Look at them.
Not stand for repeat at Eok, Atusi Prime, or Draconis 3. The list of genocides goes on.
I will also say I definitely give credit to the STO dev teams when they're given us a faction that has not had any like on-screen appearance and get to design their own stuff. They can do really well. I really like the sort of design, both in like tactics and look, of the Tzenkethi. Probably. All right. Got a distortion and it looks Aetherian with all that sort of psychedelic look to it. Although no, it's Tzenkethi we're looking for, not. All right. Anyway. What have we here?
Scans indicate slight elevations in cosmic neutrinos and small-scale quantum fluctuations.
Sensors reveal residual protomatter subspace markers. Our thieves are likely nearby.
In show, I mean, same stuff with the Voth. They had some stuff. They just added a lot more. Although it's a little silly, but I kind of appreciate the dinosaurs with laser cannon head, T-Rexes with laser cannon turrets on their heads. It's goofy, but it's fun. True. We'll see. Alrighty.
I'm detecting a biogenetic energy signature located within a nearby gravitic distortion.
That must be the protomatter. It pains me to think I was once allied with these war-mongering fools.
I admit I am not familiar with the beta lore versions of the Tzenkethi. My only exposure before then had been the false flag. Oh, the Tzenkethi are going just so they could get the card mention in Next Generation. I also like the Iconian design stuff, but that's mostly because when I started the game was right around the time when the Iconian invasion was really kicking off.
Passive sensor arrays are detecting an enormous gravimetric distortion close by. This does not align with typical Tzenkethi technology, nor does it align with the protomatter signature. Something else is at play here. Let's be careful.
Good to know. Let's investigate. Apologies if I sound a bit full. The Zinti? I apologize.
The satellite has decloaked in the distance. Approach with caution. Shields out.
My brain is a little too frazzled after work to. I feel like that's a reference that I'm missing, and I shouldn't be, but I am. Oh, get out of here. I blew them up before they finished their speech. I feel a little bad now. Alright, like I said, very slow turn rate. Apologies. Alright.
A weapons platform.
Get wrecked. I may be a little overtuned these days. Sorry. Ship, you're blocking the cutscene.
A cloaked Tzenkethi space station. As far as I'm aware, that's unheard of.
Yeah, the Tzenkethian game tend to like their shield formations rather than their cloaks.
These satellites to get to the space station.
Ooh! I've played the Mirror Battle Zone. I know what I'm doing here. Oh! I never watched the animated one. Although, I think... Okay, I think that might actually have shown up in the Star Trek Adventures guidebook as a playable race. Alright. Admittedly, the shield tech, that is pretty familiar to the Tzenkethi battle stuff. Although how you take it out is more mirror. Alright. Deactivate one.
Satellite Alpha has been deactivated.
Not on a time limit, is it? Okay. A little bit closer to deactivate it. Get out of here. In-game, the way their ships are supposed to be designed is basically that they... I think it's their cruisers are basically shield generators for all the rest of the ships in the formation. And they sort of go as, you know, a combined front. Unfortunately, all my weapons bounce between multiple targets, so it's not that useful for them. Okay, let's not get caught on the satellite. Last ones. And gone. Alright. We have to fight the space station next. Or we beam it aboard. Yeah. It's been a while since we've had profession-specific dialogue. Although, all of them feel a little snooty, but... Well... Yeah... Yeah, that wouldn't even... If he calls us out on this, I'm... You know, I have to see...
You fail to see the madness of your ways, Thrawn. You have been duped, brainwashed into following the path of carnage. You've lost sight of the Tzenkethi's original goal, eradicating enemy forces to protect our own. But you are indiscriminate in your targeting. You'll eradicate so many that there will be none left to protect detect. You grow soft, Parr, and weak. Your ideal, your peace, it does not exist. There is only strife and war. Those who do not prepare for such a reality will be the first of all.
Brace for receiving incoming fire. Can do.
How did you acquire the protomatter, Braun? Wouldn't you like to know? What is this sound?
Anyway, let's try this. I'm just gonna park this right here. Give me a sec, my friends are coming. Cool. Alright, let's go. Cool. Alright, you can go home. Am I being mean? I might be being mean. Alright. Check protomatter.
The protomatter has been ejected. Recommend scanning before pickup. It could be a trap.
Turn. Okay. And yes, Yelshanda, how...
This protomatter has been corrupted. Its structure, though outwardly Lucari, has been modified to fit Aetherian technology we've previously encountered, with some Tzenkethi alterations as well. Essentially, it's been weaponized. Not only that, but this device has been injected with nanites whose origin matches the data I received from Cooperative Board Leader Director Hugh. They are compatible with the Chimeran specimen he mentioned in the report he sent to the Concordium.
Okay, the Chimeran, not the Gestalt. Okay. A Chimeran that escaped from the Harmony? Sounds dangerous.
We must destroy the protomatter. Recall the events of Dranur. We cannot let this device fall into enemy hands.
Alright. I asked the chat, do we destroy the protomatter or study it? I believe it takes place after, yeah, okay, fair enough. I actually had the narrative director show up on the stream, beforehand on the last episode we played on. And I think it was mentioned somewhere and I just missed it, of why he's still alive. Granted, ST is also its own timeline at this point, so... yeah. To be fair, Yalshanda, the protomatter, when the Lucari are using it, is something that is usable. This one has specifically been modified.
I, for one, am of the opinion that we should study it. I know it's risky, but this could present us with invaluable data. Is this not why we explore the galaxy? Not only to protect other life forms, but to learn more about them. Ultimately, this protomatter is of Lucari origin, and it's up to us to safekeep it. Captain Parr, I promise you, we will do just that. We shall be more cautious with our gifts in the future. A repeat of the events on the Dranur colony will not happen on my watch.
Maybe if she drops by again, it'd be nice. I am following her on Blue Sky. Maybe I'll... Anyway, the other thing... What was it? Oh yeah, air gap that crap. If it's got weird Borg nanite stuff in it, you don't need it connected to any other systems. Alright, anyway. It's your protomatter, Admiral. Where do you go from here?
There may be a way to safely dismantle the device and recover the protomatter in order to purify it. However, it looks like the Rescava can't get a lock on it. Our phase discriminators were damaged in battle. Would you beam it over? I'll set up a containment field before you beam it aboard.
I got a bad feeling about this. Alright, let's go. Oh!
Borg cube. It's locked onto the protomatter device.
We cannot allow them to leave the protomatter.
Weapon systems malfunction. We're unable to remodulate our weapons to bypass the cube's shield.
Then let me do it.
Admiral, we must retaliate. Help! Get a lock on the protomatter with our tractor beams. Now!
Shoot. Why can't I use my abilities? Like at all. I can't do anything. Except maybe the shield again? Yeah, okay, tractor beam, it. I can't use any of my abilities at all. Oh well, alright. I can tank it, but... Okay.
Significant damage. Neutralize us, it's over.
Captain Parr, our tractor beams are giving in. We can't hold on for much longer.
Can...
We're back online.
Hey, there we go. Alright, here, I'm bringing in friends.
It's useless. The Borg cube has adapted.
Can we keep aboard and fight?
Too risky. Scan show some cybernetic life forms aboard, including Shrew and Tellarite.
No choice. Let's use the protomatter against the Borg.
Absolutely not. This protomatter is being tampered with. It could be unstable.
The only way. We're out of time.
There must be another way.
Now or never.
Damn. All right. A targeted Higgs boson pulse should trigger the protomatter reaction.
Alright. Also, I can tell they made this thing invulnerable because it keeps being crit, 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 no damage. Okay. Ew.
It's being terraformed.
That is what protomatter does.
To it.
We just turned all of them into Aetherians, didn't we? It's like a flash harmonizer, I'm guessing.
What a shocking experience. Although I won't be returning with the protomatter today, my superiors will be relieved to know it's no longer in enemy hands, thanks to you. Retrieving it has been a priority mission for a while now, ever since we discovered the Aetherians' true intentions.
You're welcome, Yelshanda. I'm sure it is not at all bitterness from critting on that hag on the first attack. I don't know. I mean, it works on like dead planets, although I guess those would still have, you know, the base components for building life, for biogenesis stuff. Okay, happy to help, Admiral.
Or yet. We don't know the consequences of the transformation we have just witnessed.
Ooh, we're gonna go fight it? Admiral Kamarka, can you track the protomatter trail?
Already on it. The Lucari Concordium will share its findings with Alliance Command and its allies. Count on us to keep you informed.
Alright. Thank you and good luck.
And to you both. You're right, Captain Parr. What we saw was alarming and awe-inspiring in equal measure. To my knowledge, no one has ever terraformed a Borg cube before, if that's even what happened. For now, I've been assigned another priority mission, but let's stay in touch. This doesn't bode well.
I echo the sentiment. Until next time, Admiral. Also, I know lore-wise it makes sense. Oh, a cube. Watch out. It's really dangerous, but, in-game, God, we chew through Borg tubes like tissue paper.
I will I
Ah,
was
well.
command of our success, in particular, the neutralization of Tzenkethi rebels in 13 Ceti, and the elimination of protomatter-related threats. This does not, of course, include the strange monstrosity we witnessed today. I will reach out when I know more. I am thankful the protomatter no longer lies in the hands of the Tzenkethi or the Borg. You saw what happened to any innocent life that had even minimal contact with the Dransuli. Your actions today were brave and principled, and I look forward to our next encounter.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, they were the Borg, at least in at launch, were supposed to be they're the end game enemies functionally, although they show up in the tutorial. They have tried to buff them since, because they knew they were kind of, because power creep hadn't kept up, which is why we have this now. You've got 3 different variants of the Borg. They've added some new abilities so that they're less resistant to certain, like, cheeses and stuff that would get past them. And they made the Wolf 359 Borg a whole, functionally, a dungeon boss. I was about to ask, how is this thing going around from planet to planet? Okay, it is still on there, I guess. Oop, it's on there too. Yeah, it's even Borg mechanical stuff as well. Well, okay. Original Borg and then 2 other variants, so a total of 3. It is regular Borg, Mirror Universe Borg, and then the universe where Iconians were still.
For your assistance today, I made a vow to Alliance forces and to myself that I would help save as many lives as possible after Tzenkethi forces decimated entire worlds in an effort to eradicate the Dransuli. This vow is one I intend to keep. Admiral Kumarte and I are tracking the protomatter. You will be notified should we come across further suspicious activity or new information. These Aetherians seem to walk the path of destruction. If they knowingly supplied warfaring Tzenkethi with weaponized protomatter, then they are both dangerous and provocative. I am sure you also noticed the strange fungal creep that overtook the Tzenkethi space station as we departed 13 Ceti. Whatever this is, it is spreading until our paths merge once more. Parr out.
Alrighty. And yeah, and the last one it's a universe where the Iconians were never taken out and are still the sort of dominant civilization of the galaxy, but there are also the Borg basically merged with Control, and so you get basically ones that are a lot more focused on liquid nanites and like nanite clouds and tendril pools and stuff like that, and they go more for numbers than anything. In fact, that's what we're going to be fighting soon. So I'm just going to get set up for that fight, because I am. There was very clearly somewhere in a writing room a scrapped original script where the control was clearly supposed to be Proto-Borg, especially with the, struggling is pointless line from them. That was very clearly intended before somebody chickened out. And STO has multiple times gone like, hey, what would happen if the Borg and Control merged? Anywho, alright, let me just make sure. I think I've got everything I need. Alright. So, for this event, we also have a new TFO. If you do complete the TFO, the daily stuff for the event, which is mostly running this dungeon, there's a set that's very focused on energy drain, including a weapon that uses no power at all, which is nice. Yeah, I would agree. Alright. Devil's Heart. I'll armor up for this one, too. But yeah, we are going into a Control Borg Dyson Sphere. With an Iconian ally, actually. Granted, different universe Iconians, but still.
Welcome to the last bastion of the Iconian Alliance. I am Engineer Navala. Thank you for coming to assist my people. Unfortunately, it appears the battle between our alliance and the Control Borg is, predictably, not yet over. The Borg have compromised this research facility in the hopes of obtaining a Devil's Heart Kita shard, a most precious artifact used to activate and stabilize Iconian gateways. The Borg have corrupted the facility's security fields, raising them and preventing our access to the Kita vault that contains the shard. I have managed to secure this room, the facility's central gateway hub, but I am no Tzenkethi of Iconia. Your skills are needed in the chambers.
Admittedly, yeah, I prefer them post-energy change, too. Actually, yeah, so how can we help?
You will need to take down the Control Borg and regain control of the 3 security fields, lowering them so we can transfer the shard to a secure location. One last thing. The Bastion abides by strict containment protocols enforced by Security Commander Bertrand and Lead Engineer Cohen. For this reason, only 3 individuals can access a compromised area at a time. This means you will need to split up. However, once an area has been cleared, security protocols are lifted, I will activate interim gateways, which will allow you to join the rest of your team in battle. I will remain at the hub and assist you over comms link. We will be in touch. Are you ready?
Ready as ever. Alright, so sounds like we can only do... Yeah. Also, this is my armor. I am very heavily armed.
Gateways to our research labs are open. Split up and choose a path.
Okay.
Control Borg cipher drones have hacked into our security
I guess I'll head this
fields.
way.
Defeat them.
Yes, research lab beta. Alright. Oop, looks like somebody's already here. Alright. Yeah, there's the struggle is pointless.
I have opened an interim gateway.
Alright.
Join your allies.
Alright.
Clear. The first security field has been lowered. Return to the central hub. Our chiller rooms are compromised. Use the gateways to avoid damage.
Okay. That's what they mean. Oh, well, that's a neat mechanic. You gotta swap between the teleporters to not get hit by the,
Use the gateways to avoid the baryon sweep.
yoink. Oop. Shoot, I can't hit the other thing.
Beat the Borg and use the gateways to avoid
Oop. I gotta remodulate my phaser. Yoink.
You are unable to embrace perfection. We will remedy this.
Can't even hit them from the other side of it. Okay. Okay, that one's done, I think.
Flux chillers are clear. The second security field is down. Return to the central hub.
Oh.
Aetherians, they are tampering with all the console codes in our particle chambers.
Yeah, they were in the wrong place. Alright. Where everybody... Oh, there. Am I going the right way? Oh, particle chamber, yes, okay. Oh, now the Aetherians are here. Crud. Oh, dear. And I brought a bunch of stuff they can... Me bringing all these constructs in here was a bad idea. I thought it was just going to be Control Borg. Nuts. Alright. Oop. Okay, which one? This one here.
Retrieve codes from the infiltrators to secure the consoles and use our transporter.
Nope, nope, nope.
Chambers are
Alrighty.
The central hub.
We got a boss we gotta fight.
Is open. You must go to the shard. I will initiate lockdown protocols.
Oh! You're new. Let's,
Regain control of the consoles to secure the shard.
Alright. So bring in the army.
The modified access codes from the Aetherian infiltrators. I am detecting an increase in transporter signals. More Aetherians are beaming in.
Bring that in. Okay. Where's my... I could have sworn I had the thing that lets me make, Oh, that one. Nope.
You shall not prosper. So vows Iconia. I transported you out of there just in time. The construct is gone for now. The
Oh, sorry.
Alliance is indebted to you and your task force. Without your assistance, our bastion might not have survived this attack. Not to mention the unexpected Aetherian onslaught. Today, we live to celebrate another resounding victory in our universe and yours. To Iconia and its allies.
A little quicker than I expected, but fair enough. That'll at least make it easier to run this daily. The only other thing I'm going to need to do next time is make sure the voices are bumped up a little bit, because they kind of got drowned out by a lot of the sound effects. Oh, what? So for Yashanda, regarding your thing, it would be more like a whole bunch of different species that all just sort of collectively joined into one as they each hit the same point. Alright. Grab that because that's the only thing I need for now. Okay, we actually did pretty well. We had, yeah, 3... Okay, some people were hit by the chill hazard, but other than that, yeah, we did very well. Alright. Thank you, randoms. Alrighty. Well, that's the new update they've had. Oh, the one other thing they've added for the update. The Endeavor system. Which, if you're not familiar, basically these things over here are dailies that when you complete them, you add points towards an Endeavor. And Endeavors are basically perks that are added that are account-wide. Sorry, the perks are account-wide. The Endeavors are just how you get them. You get 1 per, and it gives you a choice of 3 you can upgrade into. I'm not completely on the high end of it, but people who maxed out, they increased the cap, but they also made it where if you were at the old cap, you also got some reward payouts. But they added a whole bunch of extra perks recently. So now people can get access to even better stuff, like shield regeneration, which would make me even more tanky. I would not say no. Alright. Now, on that note, we're gonna switch this over to... Oop. Ah! I kind of like that idea, Yoshanda. If you'd like to see an example of it, Yelshanda is part of Mischief and Mayhem Studios, and their game Arc Defenders on Steam now. Actually, it's been out there for a while, but give it a look. Alrighty. On that note, though, that is all the stuff with the update for now, but figured I'd check in. So we are going to very briefly. Let me... Oh, nice. Looking forward to it. Alright. Yeah, for some reason OBS has been acting up and I can't have it to do specific programs, so I have to do the window. Alright. Yeah. And now, Akala, you can see, well, Yoshanda is my DM most of the time. He likes his big ideas. And sometimes his horrifying ones, like the dress. Okay, so let's get Tomb Raider up here. Yeah, Kitsune knows what's up with that dress. Alright. Okay. Now, regarding Tomb Raider, I have only ever played Underworld and a little bit of the reboot for the first one. I never played the original, so this will be my first time going through it. Oh, good lord. Alright, hang on. For some reason, it is not taking. It was working earlier. Okay, one moment. Also, my frame rate fell through the floor for some reason. Let's try it again. And it is still not. Huh. The scuff stream is real. Alright. One moment. Okay. Let's close this out. Close this out. Alright, let's try again. But first, just gonna... one sec. Wait! Okay. I don't know how it worked, but okay. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Hang on. I may know a way to fix this. Oh, alright. Let me mute the audio on this for a second. No, that's still frozen. Okay. I do not know why this game is so hostile to streaming. Alright, one sec. This doesn't like OBS very much. I had this on my, Yeah, alright, one moment. It was working fine yesterday, but I don't know if running that and STO in the same stream maybe made it act up. Okay. Yeah, I'm working at it. It was working fine last night, so I'm not sure why it's, no, for some reason. Okay. Oop, wrong button. Okay, so manage 3D settings, and then program settings. For some reason, the game we need is not showing up. Oops, excuse me. All right. Really? You're not showing up either? Okay. Here's what we're going to try and do. I'm going to end this stream, restart the computer, try and back up again. I'll be back in just a second, so I will see y'all in just a bit.